One way to pack a 100 by 100 square with 10,000 circles, each of diameter 1, is to put them in 100 rows with 100 circles in each row. If the circles are repacked so that the centers of any 3 tangent circles form an equilateral triangle, what is the maximum number of additional circles that can be packed? All right, so let's not worry about the repacking. Let's just worry about how they initially packed it. All right, so they're basically saying that you've got these circles like that. You've got 100 by 100, so this is 100 and this is 100 in terms of its length, and you've got 10,000 circles, and in each row, this is a row, you've got 100 circles. I've already written 6, but it just keeps going circle, 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 all the way up to the 100 circle. And similarly, each column will have 100, right? Because there's 100 like that. Okay, so that is how they're packing it, and they've told us that each is diameter 1. So the length from here to here is 1. So then, since the full height of this package is 100, there'll be 100 rows. And each of the 100 rows has 100 circles. All right? So now let's look at how are they repacking it. All right, so this is how they're repacking it. This is what they mean by this statement. The centers of any 3 tangent circles form an equilateral triangle. So this is a center, let's say, right here. This is a center, and this is a center. The centers form an equilateral triangle like that. All right? The centers of any 3 tangent circles. So they're tangent right here where they meet right there. So this is the repackaging. Then they're saying, when you do this, how many additional circles can be packed? So initially we packed 10,000. By doing it this way, we're going to be able to pack more circles. All right, so how do we approach this question? Well, the first thing I want you to understand, which is probably a big part of this question, is in each row now, how many circles will you get? And that is an essential part of the question that I think a lot of students get wrong. The first row is the same. It was 100 before, it's 100 again, because the first row, remember, nothing's happened to the first row. Same thing with the third row. Nothing has happened to the third row in terms of its horizontal orientation. Vertical, we'll worry about that later, but let's just look at horizontally. But what about the second row? We've moved it. Do you see how we moved it there? So obviously, we're going to have less circles. How many less? That's the key to the question. The answer is 99. We had 100 before. By doing it this way, we're shifting it over just a little, and at the very end, it's going to be shifted over a little bit to the left, and that means there'll be 1 less. Now you might think, well, if there's 1 less, then how is it possible to have additional circles? If you're putting in less circles, then how is it going to end up with more circles at the end? That's another confusing part. Well, the reason you'll have more is because look at what happened. This got shifted up. Remember, before the circles were 1 below each other, but they're not 1 below each other anymore. Do you see how they got shifted up there? And that allows you to squeeze more in. All right? So that's a very key part of this question, is recognizing that that is 99. I really can't stress that enough, because otherwise you will never get any of these answers. You won't even come near these answers. Okay, now I'm going to very carefully draw in some important clues. The first is right here. That is what? That represents the radius of the circle, right? And they've told you that the diameter is 1. So therefore the radius is 1/2. All right? Now, is there anything else that's very obvious? Well, one thing is that we have to figure out what is the length of this right here, from there to there. If we can do that, that will help us greatly. And the good news is that we know the length from there to there. That's just the radius. So that's 1/2. And we also know the length from here to here. That is, look at this carefully, 2 radius. 1 radius from here to here, and then another one from there to there. So that means that is equal to 1. So this is a right triangle, and we can use the Pythagorean theorem to figure out this distance right here, which I will call h. All right? On the side here, we got h squared plus 1/2 squared is equal to 1 squared. And therefore, h squared is equal to 1 minus 1/4. So h squared is equal to 3/4, and h is equal to √3/2. All right? Now what I'm going to do is I want to end this row here before we get to the next row. So I'm going to draw a line like that. And therefore, I need to figure out this distance right here, from there to there. Okay? So I'm doing this slowly so that you understand. Now similarly, these triangles are also tangent to each other. So we can draw the same kind of triangular relationship that they keep talking about. And then from here to here is of course the radius, like that. And therefore, from here to here is also the same value. So if this was, let's say, 1/2, this part right here, then this is 1/2. Okay? And I'm going to write that in like that. And then from here to here, this whole thing, remember, is h, just like h up here. And therefore this here, from here to here, is h minus 1/2, right? Because from here to here is h, which is what we figured out, and from here to here is 1/2. So that is h minus 1/2. So the total height from there to there of the first 2 rows is very important. Well, we've got 1/2 here. Height of a double row is equal to, we've got 1/2, we've got h from there to there, and h is equal to √3/2. And then we finally got this part here, which is h minus 1/2, so √3 minus 1/2. And this simplifies to just √3. All right, now we get to the next part of the question. Each double row has a height of √3. Now, what is the total length of this entire packaging? It's 100. They told you that, right? It's 100 by 100 square. So you have to fit in double rows of height √3 into a height of 100. So how do you do that? Well, let's figure this out. If you have a square that is height 100 and each double row has a height of √3, 100 divided by √3 would give you the number of double rows. So if you do this, you will get approximately 57.7. And this represents the number of double rows. Okay? So we've got 57 double rows, and that would give us 57 times √3 in terms of a total height Each double row has a height of root 3, and there's 57 of them, and this is 98.7. Now remember, the total height of that square is 100. Can we squeeze in any more double rows? We can't, but we can squeeze in one more single row, because a single row would probably be no more than 1, and that would bring us up to about 99. All right? So you understand what's happening. We've got a whole bunch of double rows here, and then we've got one final single row, which would be basically a height of 1, because that's the diameter of the circles. So this is the total. That's the total number of rows, 57 double rows and one single row. Now we come to the most important part, which I stressed earlier, is that we have to know exactly how many circles are in each row. Well, in the 57 double rows, how many circles did we have? Well, we had 100 and we had 99. Remember, that's very important to understand. In this part, we had 100, and in this part, we had 99, and that consists of a double row. So in each double row, we have 199. So the number of circles in 57 double rows is 57 times 199. Okay? Which is 11343. And then we also have one more single row, and one single row would be 1 times 100, because remember, the single row just had 100. Nothing changed in terms of its horizontal outlook. So that's 100. Adding these all up, you get 11443. So that is how many circles you can put into the square with this new orientation. And remember, initially there was 10,000, so they're asking how many additional did we pack, and therefore you just subtract them and you get 1443. So 1,443 additional circles. And that is choice D. And I just want to add one final addendum to this question, and I want to do that because I want this to make full sense. When you have a height calculation to pack a certain number of rows, let's say n rows, based on what I calculated, nothing else, just go back and look at what I did, the height is going to be 1/2 plus n minus 1 root 3 over 2 plus 1/2. All right? This is not some formula that they gave us. This is something that I figured out just from the diagram and the calculations. Now we have a total height of 100, right? The square was 100 by 100. So the height of all of our rows has to be equal or less than. It could be slightly less than. So then if you do the math here, you get n minus 1 root 3 over 2 plus 1 is less than or equal to 100. N minus 1 root 3 over 2 is less than 99. And if you do the math, n minus 1 is less than 2 times 99 over root 3. And this would be, is n minus 1, approximately 114.3. And therefore n is less than 115.3. So the maximum n can be in terms of rows is 115. And that's exactly what we got. We got 57 double rows and one single row. 57 double rows is how many rows? Well, 57 times 2, which is 114. And one single row, of course, is just 1. So 114 plus 1 is 115. So it is exactly what this mathematical equation gives us. And this mathematical equation I figured out just entirely from our calculations up here. All right? Just from this diagram and from the information that they give us in the question stem.